It's like being a Met fan. You have to accept it, right? And we are live. It's Mikey and Vinnie on this day after Election Day. He's
Now
Mike down there in beautiful Pasadena, California. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm safe for today, but there's no promises. As I've been telling Kristen every 30 minutes, wait till they open the camps. You'll see it differently. But New York Vinny is in Seattle, Washington, and
What do you want to
we're
talk about today?
we're out here in the West. We're in blue states, each of us, a true rarity in America. What do I want to talk about? I'll start with a question. Did you think your country was this weird? Of all the weirdness that we've exhibited over the years in our 245 years as a nation, this is the weirdest. This is as weird as we've gotten. It does not get any weirder, unless you can come up with another example.
I think it's strange. It defies explanation. Um, every pundit in the world is on every cable station trying to explain what happened.
Does that mean anybody can be a pundit?
Yeah, we're pundits. I mean, yeah, we can be a pundit if we like. I think we have to apply for a pundit license, and we would be able to be pundits.
Remember the organ player Carla Pandit?
Yeah, yes.
He was a Pandit was a pundit.
So yeah, we could
So
apply for
it's gonna have to
permission.
pass. It's gonna have to pass for humor today.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I may miss a little bit of the mark today. Look, America, America has spoken. Um, you you knew. I mean, I don't know if you knew. I knew. I was on edge about it the whole time. I mean, I had people friends calling me up saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a blue wave. It's gonna be boom, boom, boom," and um, and it wasn't. As a matter of fact,
It
quite the opposite.
wasn't even a squeak. It wasn't even a. It wasn't even a false. There was no
Wasn't a
confetti
trip.
whatsoever. It was a
Wasn't a
sweep.
blue trip. It was nothing.
It was nothing. Not one swing state. Not one. Not even close.
I just don't know. And I mean, listen, people are going to second guess this whole thing six ways to Sunday. They're going to blame her. They're going to blame Biden. They're going to blame. I mean, believe you me, by this time tomorrow, there'll be blame to go around for enough for everyone. She's going to speak at I think 11 o'clock our time. I'll see if I
Well,
can set it up that we can carry that.
I didn't see. I didn't see his speech last night, and I don't think I really want to see hers.
No, I didn't see her. Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't see hers.
I had too much invested in this race, and emotionally, I'm crushed. But
Well,
realistically, I see that I don't know where I live. I just think because I'm in California, I think I understand my nation, but I don't. I don't understand how more shit seems to be the best idea.
yeah, I just don't understand how we can elect somebody. This is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. This is just a crass individual who is a bully. And now we put this bully, this authoritarian bully, into the White House once again. But you know what, Michael? That seems to be what the people want. He won the popular vote. He didn't the last time. He won it this time. Not by a heck of a lot, but by enough.
And he beats girls pretty regularly. If he wants to be president, run against a girl.
And yeah, and I mean, he's and I don't know if it says something about that we're not ready for a woman president. Can't be that we're
No.
not ready for a black president because we had a black president. So I just don't know. And maybe things, again, I live up here in Washington. I don't have the problem with the border that many people have in this country, the people in Texas, the people now the swing states I don't get. I mean, what problem do they have with the border? But
Well, did you hear one insight into American thought is that young males on the campus of Arizona State University were worried about their male dignity being violated. Their male identity was being taken away by politicians. It was one of the exit poll findings. And I'm going, this is what college students are worried about, their male identity? This is what's being taken away from them? This is what the state is doing to a student at ASU, taking away their male identity?
How?
Exactly.
I mean, I guess maybe it has to do with the cancel stuff.
And so this is what's left for an educated college student, not someone in a blue state who won't even drive by a institution of higher learning. And this is what's on their mind. These are their grievances. These are what bothers them at night. Their male identity. It's for a wacky Wednesday. That's pretty wacky.
It's one factor, I guess, for younger men who are trying to establish their identities, who have been they feel emasculated to some degree. Donald Trump stands up there and says things that they wish they could say
and get away with. And speaking of get away with things,
and get away with it.
How many legal functions going on in courts right now are now, forget about it. They're done. He's free and clear. He's never going to serve another day.
Yeah, they'll all be gone, except for the New York ones. Except for the 34 felonies. Those
Elon Musk and Robert F. Kennedy will be in charge of your daily life. Turning on and off your medicine, turning on and off your satellite feed when they feel like it. Monkeying with your access to the internet, monkeying with your...
Yeah, it's not going to be, it's not going to be pretty. I've been involved in politics in one way or another in campaigns since I'm 12 years old. I worked my first presidential campaign in 1968.
Hubert Humphrey.
Louis Abelafia.
Same thing.
Close. And I'm just beside myself. I've never seen. I mean, it's almost as if we just have lost our morality.
And we don't want it. We didn't lose it by accident. We wanted to get rid of it. We wanted to just eject it from our consciousness. Morality doesn't mean anything. Say what you want, you'll still get the Latino vote. Call them garbage, you'll get the Latino vote. Explain why you put the Central Park 5 in your ads for papers and why you're still proud of that position you took. It'll get you the black man vote. It'll get you the young black vote. It'll get you a young female vote. It'll get you anything you want. Say something nasty about them. They'll turn right around and say, "That's my guy. That's America for me. I want to be put in the gutter with this guy every day. I want to wake up in the gutter and say things couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. What a gutter we have. What a gutter I live in."
Yeah. It's. I don't know if it's the fault of social media. I don't know if it's the fault of reality television. I don't know if it's the fault of men who don't feel like men anymore. I don't know what it is. But what are we going to do? We're going to start slapping around women again, like people used to do in the 50s? Is that what we're going back to? I mean, we obviously don't respect them.
And that gets you the female vote. That gets you the female vote in the blue states. If you want the female vote in Wisconsin, badmouth the females who live there. Tell them what you really think of them. Tell them Donald Trump style, and they'll vote for you.
I mean,
by the way, he's got a wife. Did you know Donald Trump has a wife? She showed up at the party last night. Yeah, he's married and has children and everything.
Yeah, she knows that. She knows when to get to a party. I guess for me, it's got to be now. Where do we go from here? I mean,
Well, if you have the Supreme Court, the Senate, and the White House, you go where you go where you're told. As I keep saying, when the camp's open, you'll know where to go. You know how you feel about it.
yeah, yeah. I just I think that's truth, Michael. I think that's truth. Is when I mean I don't think we're going to get sent to a camp, but we're going to see this country radically change even more.
The people that get sent to camps never think they're going to be sent to a camp.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
In
that's
Ukraine, at least
true.
they know what's coming. They don't know from what direction, but they know that Musk is going to turn off their satellites. We're going to turn off their money. Russia's going to turn up the heat.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that Trump is going to support Ukraine.
And
Maybe he'll
he'll
try to
fuck with
negotiate
NATO.
some kind of deal where Russia keeps the land that they took and some kind of deal like that. But I mean, I doubt in 4 years we'll be in NATO. I doubt we'll be in NATO in 2 years.
Will there be a NATO in 4 years?
Well, if we're not there, now
The fight.
again, a lot of people think that we shouldn't be in NATO or the United Nations. And that one goes
Well,
back years and
they
years and
don't, they
years.
don't, they don't know the history of World War II. That's the reason.
Yeah, the further we get away from World War II, the further we get from protecting ourselves from what happened. And listen, let's face it, in World War II, there was a lot of people that didn't want to get involved. Hey, we're here on in America. It doesn't bother us, except post World War II, or not even post World War II, during World War II, we found out the plans that Hitler had for the United States.
He was just going to sink all our ships. That's all, for starters.
And bomb New York. He had a thing for wanting to destroy New York City. That was his crown jewel.
I'm sure he had great plans. If he had had an air force that could get here, he would have done it.
Yeah, yeah. If this was today, it probably would have been the first thing he would have hit.
So we got to get control of our military and our National Guard because Trump plans to use them as traffic cops.
Yeah.
There won't be a justice system because the justice system was too weak to do anything about him when he was a private citizen, too weak and too fearful, too late and way too weak. And now look at the mess we're in. The Justice Department will be dismantled because of its own intransigence. There'll be nothing left there to put back together again after 4 years. Who's going to be his head man there? His so-called attorney general.
Yeah, the retribution will come quick. I think for most, it'll. Yep, day one. Last time I was in a coma for his from before Thanksgiving to after his inauguration.
So you woke
I'm
up
not
as a Trump
suggesting that I
president.
tried doing that again, but
I don't think so. No, forget about it.
I guess I'm gonna have. I guess I'm destined to live. Hopefully. I mean, that's the thing. You just I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate, and that's the thing that I really have to look at. How do we navigate this world so that it doesn't depress us every day? Will it affect us? How will it affect me? How will it affect you?
I think we're going to
That's
start seeing. We'll start seeing law enforcement come out of the closet. We were with him all along. He's always had the right ideas. With our help, we'll start enforcing the new laws in the new way, the Trump way. Pull over.
Yeah, we'll see how many of those black men that voted for him get shot in the next 4 years.
And our Latino young brothers who voted for him thinking he was a strong man can enjoy. Where's my tent? No, in our camps, there's no tents. Just a camp.
Yeah, yeah, no tents. We give you a toothbrush. We give you 3 meals a day.
Why?
Maybe two.
Why waste the money?
And we send you back to whatever country you came from. And if we
Any
catch some
country will
American
do.
citizens up in that, well, too bad.
We're sending everybody to Venezuela, whether they're from there or not. What are they going to do about it?
And if you try to get out, if you cut a hole in the fence, we'll blow your brains out.
And Benjamin Netanyahu, that sack of excrement, warmongering shit, he skates too. He skates right to the top of the class.
Yep. He's already on the phone with Trump making plans. Yeah, this is and in the days to come, I'm sure we'll find out who voted, who didn't. What worried me last night the most as I was watching it is everybody to a person thought that abortion was going to be the number one or number two issue.
Except women voted the other way.
And it just seemed like it wasn't. The economy was the number one issue in almost every state they broke down that they did exit polls in.
I can't wait for the tariffs. Boy, those are going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. And if you're making electric cars, don't worry about making them anymore because we're not going to be using them.
Union made.
So you just pissed all that
technology.
All that technology. I just feel we're gonna hit a serious depression here.
Well, he's already the oldest president we've ever had. He's going to be the oldest by far, but when he transitions into the end of his 4 years, should he live that long, I'm thinking that his signs of dementia should be kicking in any hour now.
You get rid. If he's gone,
Vance.
Then you got J.D. Vance.
He'll do what you tell him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Well, you know what? I think, unfortunately, this country is going to get a hard lesson.
Some would say what it deserves.
Yeah, well, I think in some ways maybe it will get what it deserves, or at least half the people deserve.
It takes a while. I was just looking at the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. 8 volumes. It took 8 volumes to get it done. It took hundreds of years for it to actually collapse into modern-day Italy.
Yeah.
And so these things don't go overnight. Terrible changes like the one we just witnessed happen overnight. And in this case, lightning did strike twice. But if anything's changed, it says that he's a darker, more odious monster than he was before. He's a creature.
Yeah.
He's not a president.
Yeah. And I think it says that I say we, but again, this is half the country, but half of us are
bloody loco.
Don't care about the things that we grew up on, Michael. Respect each other and care about each other and look out for the other guy. What's supposed to be the Christian values.
Well, Christian. Oh, yeah, we're Christian. Christian nationalists. It's a little different than Christianity you grew up with. It's slightly different.
I mean, when I was a kid, this is what we were taught in Catholic school. Right? You're supposed to love thy neighbor. You're supposed to. I mean, there were 10 commandments up on the wall. I thought 6 of them were pretty good.
The first six were amazing.
Well, 6 out of the total of 10. I don't know if it was the first 6, but it gave you some rules. But again, you look at our institutions, and they're just they're changing, and I don't feel it's for the good. But you know what? 40 years ago, I bet you our fathers and mothers were looking at things and saying the same things. My God, look at those hippies. Boy, everything is changing. So who knows? Maybe we're a stronger country than we think.
I think the hippies would have lasted longer if they had put down the Puerto Ricans. Would the hippies lasted longer if they had put down the black people? Would the hippies have made more of an impact if they had
No,
been anti-woman?
no, no. I think we. I think the kind of government that we're going to see is going to be a government that's going to have nothing to do with by the people.
It's to the people. We're doing this to the people. We're going to keep doing it until they change.
And you may think it's gonna be wonderful. I'm sure I got friends that are listening to this that think it's gonna be great. That are all hopped up that Trump got elected, and congratulations to them. Um,
Hold, yeah,
but
hold that thought.
but we'll see how this ball rolls, because last time he had guardrails. He had
And last
people
time
that were there.
he had the COVID. But you see, bad people attract bad things that happen to them. He'll take a situation and by his own ignorance, he'll make it worse, like he did with COVID. And his own deterioration as a ghastly human being is going to continue apace. He can talk to us about Arnold Palmer, or lecture us, actually.
It's tough, Michael. It's really tough, and I know people are really feeling it this morning. I know I'm feeling it. I had a talk this morning with a bunch of people. It was almost like a therapy group.
Well, I've seen people online saying, I'm just going to go to the gym for 4 years. I want to work on myself. I'm going to not watch TV. And I'm going to not spend one dime in a red state.
Do you think that that's going to work?
Well, that's a personal commitment to maybe make them feel better.
Yeah, I'm. See, I'm in shock right now.
Are you
It's
shocked
the
or are
only
you
way to
angry
describe
or
it.
any anger in your shock or are you just deflated?
Nah, I think the anger will come later. I think right now it's just shock. It's just that thing where you keep looking at the TV, or you keep looking at the or listening to the radio and hoping it's going to change.
Well, what if I
You
told
know, you're
you the day before the election that you weren't going to win one battleground state, not one? You wouldn't have believed that. There was evidence you were going to win Georgia, wrong. North Carolina, wrong. Michigan, wrong. All of them, wrong.
yeah. I'd say if you'd have told me that you weren't going to get all of the battleground states, I'd say you were nuts. I'd say at least you're going to get 2 of them. At least you're going to get Michigan and probably Pennsylvania.
And states like New York closes the polls, boom, Kamala Harris. California closes the polls, boom, Oregon, Washington, there quickly thereafter. And the rest of the nation saying, I don't know who you people are, and we don't really care. That's where television is made. That's where wine is grown. We don't need that shit. We don't need you. We're in a different path with a different goal, with different people. We're not like you. We're different from you. And here's proof.
Well, it's yeah. I'm just trying to process it today, Michael. I'm trying to process it. I'm trying not to get so depressed that I just get into I don't I don't know.
That would
I've
be
just
a.
never quite experienced anything like this.
I saw one funny thing last night. It's on CNN, which is my backup network. John King put up the results from 2016, and Jake Tapper thought they were the results for this one. And Jake Tapper's going, "But is this the number? Is this the number?" And John King's trying to tell him that's 2016, and they were talking at cross purposes for a while. I said neither one of them knows what the fuck they're talking about, so I changed the channel. But for a while there, it was wonderful. Jake Tapper looking at 2016 numbers and thinking they were current, and John King not being able to tell him in straight, unabridged English what the hell was going on. It was anchor and expert going at cross purposes. It was hilarious, but also frustrating because we weren't getting anywhere and weren't going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Did you get any sleep last night?
Actually, at 10 o'clock, I bailed and we watched the first episode of the Kerry Russell second season of The Diplomat on Netflix, which I highly recommend. Start with season
That's what
one, and then go to The Diplomat.
that's what I got to do. I got to get some TV shows I can watch. That's part of my problem.
Did you
I
see
don't watch.
Chaos? Did you see Chaos on the Netflix?
No.
KAOS. Oh, I recommend that. Jeff Goldblum is the star.
Oh yeah,
And you know
yeah.
what he
I know.
plays?
I
He
like
plays
him.
Zeus, king of the gods.
I've heard of that. I think I'm gonna have to put that on my list of stuff to watch because it whoever said before that yeah, it's gonna be a lot of going to the gym, um a lot of
Self work.
traveling, a lot of just
Careful
going.
where careful where you go. Mark where you step.
Well, I think Michael that maybe it's time to come back to California. Who knows?
You're always welcome, Vinny. We'd love to have you.
At least there's some protections there, and
The
and
East
you
Coast
like to
girls are hip. I really love the clothes they wear. And the
yeah,
Southern girls, with the way they talk, they knock me out when I'm down there. The Midwest farmer daughter makes you feel all right.
it'll make you feel all
But
right. Southern girls with the way they talk to keep the boyfriends warm at night.
see how that works out. I wish they all could be.
California girls. Well, I married two California girls in my lifetime.
Not the worst thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the key. It's just time for living in a place where you can go to the beach and stroll around, and the weather is nicer in the winter.
That's us.
Maybe that's the key to this. I don't want to go to Florida. Oh my God,
Oh my God.
no, not
Poor
Florida.
Florida. I know so many people I went to school that are still there. I guess they just gotten used to it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that live there that love it. I got a bunch of friends that live there, and they love it. I've just never been a fan of Florida. Never been a fan of the South.
Well, anyway, on a day like this, there's still people in America say, I'm not really into politics. I don't follow it. I don't really know. Well, what are you worried about? What's the concern? What happened? I didn't even read the paper. What happened anyway? What was the big deal?
They'll find out. They'll find out what it. They will definitely find out what politics is all about in the next 4 years. There's also those that say, well, it really, and listen, I used to be one of them. I used to say, I don't know if it really matters who the president is. I went through a period like that. It's all the same crap, just different parties.
That argument's been made.
And I mean, we're, and I don't think there's any way that that the campaign financing thing is going to change anytime soon.
No.
I mean, the crypto people spent $100 million
of somebody's money, probably not theirs.
Yeah. I mean, when you can spend that kind of money to influence an election,
just to take a fly on something, I'll give you. Here's $20. No, here's 20 million.
It makes me laugh when I get letters from Kamala saying, "I need $5. I need $10."
They were begging last night. What would they have done with the money if I sent them $100?
I feel lonely. I haven't gotten any text from anybody asking me for money today. It's cars, Michael. Get back to the cars.
The future is something I don't understand, but why we have to go through this is beyond me. As a nation, we're being tested by ourselves. We've invented the test. Now we have to take the test, and but we didn't even pass the preliminaries.
Yeah, I don't
understand what this.
I thought this was going to be different. I thought we would. I just thought that this was going to be the beginning of putting this country on a different, more humane path. It didn't have to go down a liberal path.
Well, it did in one respect. The young men of America had to vote for a woman, and they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. That ceiling is still there, and it ain't going anywhere.
And who wants to be a female president in America anyway? Who can deal with it? Who could survive it?
Well,
and I just think that by losing the Senate, she would have never gotten one piece of legislation done, never would have appointed a single judge. And now that they own the Senate, the approval of the cabinet is completely out of the Democrats' hands. They will have no voice, no veto, no discerning statements to make, no rejections to offer him.
Yeah. Well, the only thing we can do, Michael, is strap in and go for the ride, right? Whichever way it goes.
Turn off and drop out.
We strap in and we go for the ride. And whether it's, we will be presented with many tests in the next 4 years.
The guys running the Midway are Uday and Usay. It's going to be right with those guys.
Yeah. Those will be that'll be fun. I guess you can, you know what? Maybe for those of us that are in this position, we can treat it as a reality show. I always like to watch 90 Day Fiancé. I watched that the other way and before the 90 days, and I'm thinking that this and when you watch the 90 Day Fiancé, You see people that are so bizarrely stupid, so that do things that are unbelievable. One woman meets this guy online, gets off a plane, and marries him that afternoon.
Good idea. How'd that work out?
Well, they're finding out they have some differences. Like he's
If they
in
never
Jordan, so she's got to wear, the burqa
the,
and
the
everything,
burqa.
and she's from Texas. She don't like that.
Well, that's just tough, Texas. That's just so tough, I must say.
Uh, and you got this other guy who went over to Indonesia, I believe, and met this girl and got married. But this guy has no money,
So you can't get back. You can't get back from
and he don't
Indonesia.
speak Indonesian. So he wants to bring his wife back to the United States, but she says, "I don't want to leave my family here."
I guess you should
So
have talked to
maybe
her
that's what
first.
we'll get for the next 4 years. Maybe we'll get a reality show
Don't do that.
out of this whole
Sorry.
thing,
Got to do it.
and it'll just be it'll be the United States reality show. And we'll
And
we'll
that's the
we'll
best. That's the
watch it.
best we can do. That's the best we can do because we've turned into a country that can't. We
Yeah,
just
and we'll
need.
watch it.
We
We'll
need.
laugh.
We need to. We want to, but we just can't, or can't, if you prefer.
You can't. Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll laugh, and we'll say ha ha ha, and try to figure out what we can do to avoid trouble, to stay low, like they did in Germany in the 30s. Stay
Bernie
low so
Sanders
they
woke up
don't
this
see you.
morning and said, "You mean I'm back in the Senate? Why do I want to go back in the Senate? What the hell happened to the Senate? What the hell happened to me? Look at my party. Look at the people I used to run with. Look at the people I endorsed. Nothing. Nothing. What am I doing here?"
Who won the California Senate yesterday?
Adam
Oh, Schiff.
Schiff. Yes.
What was it? Steve Garvey, huh?
No, he had hopes.
He
Hopes
had high
prematurely.
hopes. So, but he wasn't just on that ballot. I mean, he's on the Hall of Fame ballot as well.
Well, he's a 5'10" first baseman. They don't make those anymore. So good luck to you.
Yeah, they really don't. You got to be you got to be tall to be a first baseman, or you should be,
If your name ain't Stretch, you're in the wrong profession.
or you're at the wrong position at least. But some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. This will get Trump into the President's Hall of Fame, won't it?
Somewhere, Ripley's Believe It or Not Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he got the Puerto Rican vote. He got the Puerto Rican vote. Call them garbage, and
That's
they
the,
said, "We are garbage. We're going to vote for you."
yeah. That's the most amazing thing to me is that you insult people and they vote for you.
Right down the line. Right down the line.
Well, you know what, Michael? As best I could figure, it's money. The economy is people have all this stuff, but it's not good enough. He thinks that he's gonna bring prices down. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. We'll see.
Tariffs.
He did a
What's
he
our
did a
wrong with
lot of things.
tariffs?
He promised a lot of things in his first term. How much did he do?
Well, give him 2 weeks, would you please?
We're still waiting for that better health thing than Obamacare.
The concept is hard, fast, and ready to go. He lost the debate. That's good. We want the guy who lost the debate. He lied about the medical plan. That's good. We want the guy who lies about that. He called the Puerto Ricans garbage. That's fine. That's what they are.
That's the guy we want.
That's the one we want.
You know, somebody put out a thing, and it just listed everything that Trump did in his presidency. And I mean, it was one of the longest posts I had ever seen on Facebook. And you just looked at that and you said, how could anybody want to give this guy another chance?
Who could trust him the first time?
Yeah. There's people who think that this is a great day.
Well, it's quite a day.
It's quite a day. We'll see how great it is. Got a funny feeling when we get 2 years down the road, it's not going to be so great.
No, he'll be in East Dotage by then. What waits us? What great what fell beast lurking toward Bethlehem awaits us?
Yeah. Well, Mikey, at least one good thing.
Tell me.
Drive Time is coming back this weekend.
Holy moly. Where can we see it? Where can we hear it?
Right here on these same internet outlets. You'll hear it, see it, and enjoy it. And a week from this Saturday, we will be broadcasting live from the Seattle International Auto Show at the Lumen Field Exhibition Center.
Now, if the federal troops come to stop that show, are you prepared to go anyway?
Well, I figure I'm good this year. Next year I'm worried about, but I'll worry about that when I get to next year.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the reemergence, not the debut, but the encore of your show.
The encore, yeah. I figured it was time to bring it back. I mean, I was going to do it either way, no matter what happened. But I think it'll help me. Preparing for that show will help me keep my mind off of what just happened.
Get your brain right. Get your mind right. Get your attention
right. Well, that's it. I figure it like this. I figure that I'm in shock today. Probably be in shock tomorrow. Hopefully by Friday, things will turn around.
Could be a fractious Friday.
Huh?
Could be a fractious Friday.
Yeah, it'll be a fractious Friday. Things will turn around. I'll feel better, and we'll be okay. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, here's a story that may make you feel better. In 1977, the United States launched Voyager 2. 1977. Little tiny satellite that was supposed to explore all the outer planets. It's still going, and we still talk to it. It gets instructions from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory right here in Pasadena, California. It is now 15 billion miles from Earth, beyond the influence of the sun's helioscope, the heliosphere, that changes space and magnetic relationships and the borders of our solar system, and controls through gravity, controls the orbits of all our planets. We're beyond that now, and it's still going, and it's still talking, and it still receives messages, and it still sends shit back. Since 1977. Now, if we built that today, it wouldn't go as far as Elon Musk's house. It wouldn't before it blew up. But back in 1977, we knew what we were doing. We were a completely different nation, and if you don't like what you're experiencing on Earth, something we made in 1977 is now 15 billion miles away from us. And guess where it's going? You think it's coming home when it hears the news about Donald Trump? No. It's going into deep interstellar space and will not ever come back.
I have a friend that has a 77 Cordoba that has about 300 miles on it. 300,000 miles, excuse me.
Same thing.
Kamala has just called Donald Trump to concede and congratulate him.
Well, just know that he would not have returned the favor.
No, he still didn't concede from the last one.
And Joe and
But
Kamala have to go to the inauguration because that's how you do it.
well, you know what? They have class, so they will.
Yep.
You know, there is one way that we could get our first woman president.
Tell me more.
Just thinking about this. Suppose Joe comes out tomorrow
Won't leave.
and says, I resign as vice president, as president. So Kamala would
Gets
take
3 months.
over.
That's a lame duck.
It's a lame duck, but what the hell? Why not? If all the rules had changed, why not?
The rules, one rule changed. There are no rules. That's the new rule.
So let's make Kamala president for what do you call it? For 2 months. Joe can go sit on a beach somewhere. Or it probably should have been 2 years ago.
Yeah. But we're past that. I don't know what the upside of this is, but I don't see any.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just one of those fleeting thoughts that I have. And maybe the only thing it would do would be to piss Donald Trump off.
Well, he's angry anyway. He's probably angry today about something.
At least we won't have to go through it January 6th again, that's for sure.
Not now, not this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
More eminent domain seizures. Federal land needs to be set up so we can put the camps in working order. Put them all in Texas. There's lots of room. Nobody cares.
Oh, the governor, they'll be shipping them out. Where are they going to put these camps?
Texas. Wide open spaces.
How's he going to control? Where's he going to get the law enforcement to do this?
Texas Rangers. They're happy to do it.
Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris and his ilk.
There you go.
Tall, mean men with a sneer and a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to everybody out there who's going through probably the same thing I'm going through this morning, I just hope that you get mad, let it out, and
don't self-medicate too much.
There's a lot more work to do, right?
Thank God, there's plenty of work to be done.
There's a lot more work to be done. And hopefully sometime soon, people that know what they're doing will tell us.
Where do you think Jack Smith will be? What federal prison do you think Jack Smith will be put in?
I don't know, same one that Shifty Adam Schiff will be in. He's gonna and Nancy Pelosi and everybody else he's gonna lock up. It's sad that it's come to this. But
the tragedy that I've been attributing to Donald Trump, I always thought would be his demise. But the tragedy that ends the Donald Trump story could be his success. So we're in the midst of a tragedy right now.
Yeah, I think that's
tragic and it can't be avoided.
I think you're exactly right, Michael. I think that whatever happens here, people will have brought it upon themselves.
Yes.
the majority of people will have brought it on themselves. It's a thin majority,
It
but
won't take
enough
any
people.
time to say I told you so. Yeah.
But where were the women? Where were the women that were going to go vote for Kamala? Go vote for abortion rights. Go vote for that were pissed off about Roe versus Wade. Where were they? There's more women in this country than there are men, aren't there?
That's what we've been told. Those figures could be inaccurate.
Where were they?
Voting against their own interests, like so many Republicans do.
What self-respecting woman votes for a rapist?
It would be the Republican.
People wouldn't vote for Hillary because her husband cheated on her. And she didn't do anything about it. She didn't divorce him. And now we've swung it all the way around to, well, maybe we'll vote. And I'm not laying all the blame on women. But I expected that women were going to show up for this thing. And this was going to be the great woman wave.
That was the prediction.
I thought we were going to see women take the power.
Instead, they took the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I'm not blaming it on women. But I sure would have liked to see a lot more of them show up.
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around if you want to play the blame game. It's a little late for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the only other thing I want to say, Michael, and then I'm getting a headache, so.
You in America.
Is that maybe somehow out of this,
we'll see what idiots we've been.
We can start to heal ourselves, man, because this country needs a healing.
Robert
this country needs an intervention. This country needs somebody or something to come to us and guide us and show us the way. I think we're a lost nation. I think right now we're a lost tribe, a lost nation. And I don't think that Donald Trump is the guy that's going to do it.
And as you know, when someone's drowning, they're more often than not attack the person who goes to rescue them.
Yeah. But I'm going to, by the way, Tammy Baldwin wins re-election in Wisconsin. That's it. How does Tammy Baldwin win re-election in Wisconsin and Trump loses in Wisconsin?
She got the women's vote.
Makes no sense. Smarter people than us who will have to take this apart and put it back together again.
But if this was the Super Bowl, you'd say the defense was alerted to the fact that they had to stop the blue wall. They had to stop Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, and they couldn't stop any of them. It's like you play the Super Bowl and you can't touch the linebackers. Leave them alone, leave them alone, leave them alone. Don't make them angry. But we got to block these guys. No, our theory is we're going to let them go. It's going to be fine. We got the blue wall. And there was no blue wall. There wasn't a blue fence. There wasn't a blue brick. There wasn't a blue thought. There was
Do you think that if she had taken Josh Shapiro, that at least she would have won Pennsylvania and that would have given her? I mean, I like Tim Walz, don't get me wrong. But boy, Josh Shapiro was on fire. I mean, there's a guy that I'll vote for president for.
Maybe next time around he'll be the guy.
If he runs in 4 years, he's got my vote.
Because everybody now is tainted meat. Everybody who involved in this race is a goner.
Yeah, Kamala's dead in the water. She's got nothing else. Her act is done. I don't know that Waltz is. I mean, I think he's got a nice future as the governor of Minnesota, but I think that might be the ceiling for him.
Want to give Kamala a television show? Talk show?
I mean, she's a former vice president. You know, MSNBC would probably snap her up. But then again, Trump kept saying that she couldn't talk, that she was dumb. He should be a quarter smart as she is. She should have 1/4 of the vocabulary that she does.
Three-card Monte. The reason it always works is there's mostly Americans playing the game. That's how it works. It ain't the trick.
There's a sucker born every minute.
The trick ain't the trick. The trick's the same. It's the sucker that changes over and over and over again.
Yep. I used to stand in Times Square and I used to watch the three-card Monte guys. Because I was fascinated that anybody would walk up to them and play.
I got it. I got you now. I've been watching you. I got you now. I got you right where I want you.
Yep. And you'd sit there for an hour and watch, and you just see person upon person upon person come up and lose.
I can beat you. I can beat you at this game.
Yeah. I'm from, you don't know me. I'm from Montana. I could beat you. Guy walks out of there down $50.
Double or nothing. What do you say? What do you say?
I remember those guys. They were all set up between 44th and 45th on Broadway.
It was a good block for three-card Monte.
If you wanted a three-card Monte game, you go there and get it. And the cops used to look and they'd laugh. The cops would be standing there looking at the beat cop. They would be standing there looking at him too. Because there's a sucker born every minute.
Remember, as Marlon Brando in Guys and Dolls said, my father warned me that if somebody tells you he can squirt lemon in your ear, do not take his bet, for certainly there will be lemon in your ear.
All right, man. What do you say we reconvene this thing on Friday? Hopefully we'll be in a little better space. Or at least I will be. I mean, you look like you're...
I don't feel the best, but the bruises don't show yet. Wait till Friday. The welts will start to come up.
See, I didn't sleep last night, so... So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go take my daughter for a ride. We're gonna go. I think there's some snow out there somewhere, so we're gonna go and throw snowballs at each other.
Well, don't take one between the eyes.
I'll try not to. She usually doesn't aim for my eyes because she knows I don't get out of the way as quick as I used to. She goes for my chest.
This weekend, Kailani and Steve are celebrating their anniversary, a couple of weeks late because of scheduling problems. So we're babysitting Saturday.
Oh, awesome! What is this? 10 years?
Yep.
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
So we're letting the happy couple go out for a night on the town.
Good. Well, please send them my love.
Tell him Uncle
Amen.
Vinny's thinking of him.
Tell Uncle Vinny's thinking of them and to hang in there and stay the beautiful family that they are.
I'll be hanging with Kennedy, Quinn, and Bo, who don't give a damn about presidential elections, given their tender age. They just don't care.
I would give a lot to not
To
care,
have that,
Michael.
to have that, to have that innocence. Yeah.
Yep, I would give a lot to not care about presidential elections. Like I said, I mean, I've been involved in presidential elections since I was 12 years old.
How's it working out for you?
Well, I've been involved in some good ones. I mean, I worked hard for Clinton, and he got elected. I had to be convinced for Obama because I really did not think a black man could win the presidency. But when I heard him talk, he was such a great orator.
It was that skill that organized Trumpdom against him.
And I remember seeing him in something before he became president, maybe 2 years before he became president, maybe three. And he, I remember looking at him and saying, that guy's going to be president someday. I don't know how. And I really thought it was going to be that he was going to be vice president and some president was going to keel over in office and he was going to get it. But I remember caucusing for him here in Washington. There are no primaries.
I still have my Barack Obama T-shirt.
Yeah, I have. I still have my '84 Democratic Convention T-shirt.
San Francisco Moscone Center.
San Francisco Moscone Center. The after party was on the pier. It was across from Bay Street, whatever that pier is. It's right across from Bay Street.
I remember that. Kristen, what's the writer from Woody Creek? Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter S. Thompson was turning up the televisions, and they put the Anchor Steam Beer bar right next to the Time Life workspace. And the only thing separating the bar from the Time workspace was a curtain. And Time writers said they couldn't concentrate on their deadlines because there was too much noise coming from the bar. So Hunter S. Thompson went around turning all the television sets as loud as they could go.
Now there's noise coming from everywhere.
Now there's more noise coming, and it's your fault, Time. And that was a wonderful night.
Yeah, we don't have many around like him anymore. I don't know if we have any around.
Was doing. No, nobody. James Carville maybe, but he damaged himself by calling the wrong. He said, "Don't worry, we're going to win this thing." Well,
yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't see how.
I love Carville, but except his original line still held true in this election. It's the economy, stupid.
The economy is stupid. Yep.
I mean that line.
Money.
Yeah,
and they'll do anything to those to get money.
Well, it had to make you think that, again, I always go back to the pandemic. And if you had a large amount of people that were unwilling to close their businesses to keep people alive.
Ain't going to do it.
Then you had then your regard for human life was close to nothing.
Humans, but Vinnie, these aren't humans. They're just customers. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? It's business.
You had people
nothing to do with people.
Wouldn't get vaccinated. That wouldn't that wanted to keep businesses open and didn't care if people got sick and died, or didn't care if people took the disease home to their parents
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
and got sick. That had to tell you that it's all about money.
That's the opportunity economy that we were talking about. I got an
Well,
opportunity
you
to
know,
make some money on you.
I will always say, Michael, that I thought that one of the big mistakes she made was saying we'll give you $25,000 for a house.
As
No,
your
we'll
down
give you
payment.
we'll subsidize your rent in your apartment. We'll give you an interest-free loan for your house,
Not interested.
because that would have drove prices down. But there's so many people that feel that a house is so many young people that feel that a house is unattainable for them now. Big deal. You're going to give me $25,000. That's my closing costs.
Yeah.
She had to do better. She had to make him an offer they couldn't refuse, and she didn't.
True enough. Obviously.
And there's one more thing going, and then we'll go. I just, these things keep coming into my mind. I saw a guy being interviewed last night outside a polling place in Michigan. There's a Chinese guy from the other side with his wife. He's a business owner. And when the reporter, I think it was from CNN, when the reporter asked him why he voted for Trump, and he said, well, Trump give me the stimulus. He's a business owner. He says, Trump give me the stimulus money. And I don't know if we were doing the show when this happened, but remember what Trump insisted on with the stimulus checks.
His name had to be on it.
His name had to be on. He wouldn't release the checks until they printed his name on the check.
Excuse me.
He made sure that those people knew
Donnie from Queens.
that money came from the government, that it came from Donald Trump.
Well, somewhere in Michigan, there's a guy so stupid he believes it.
Well, his wife was having the third kid. God forbid he gets her pregnant again.
They'll think differently when they open the camps. That's what I'm telling everyone.
Exactly. All right. I'll see you on Friday, man. If the Lord's will and the creek don't rise. Be kind to each other.
We're survivors. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Be nice to each other. Even if they voted for Trump, be nice to them. They know not what they do.
Boy.
Peace, love, Manischewitz, baby.
Well, I keep saying it. What a wine.
See you, Mikey. Thank you all for listening to the show, too. We'll see you on Friday morning. Bye-bye now.